Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. My name is Al P on you, and I'm going to be your host tonight. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Ready to work.
So, as promised in the last video I made talking about in-node housing, I discussed I would let you know everything about freeholds and how to get them and what they do. So first you're going to ask, Peon, what is a freehold? Well, the proper definition of a freehold is they are sizable player housing plots that can be situated on large swaths of land in the zone of influence of a stage 3 node referred to as baronies. And on this land, it breaks down into estates, which are reserved for freeholds and guild halls. Also, a barony can only hold one guild hall. The number of baronies that you can have on an active guild is determined by the node stage. So now some very important information that you need to be aware of when it comes to freeholds. Unlike the other housing where you can have one of each, you can only have one freehold per account. So you really want to make sure that you're on the server that you want to stay on long term, that you want your freehold to be on. So you ask, how big are freeholds going to be? Well, they're approximately going to be 1.5 acres in size, or roughly 100 meters by 60 meters. And unlike static housing in apartments, freeholds will not change in size with the node progression. Now, Stephen has said that acquiring a freehold is going to be a major achievement, and it's important to remember that these will only be in the low thousands available per server. So if we break down the numbers, that's a few thousand freeholds on a server with a projected 8 to 10,000 concurrent users per server that has a registered 15,000 accounts per server to mitigate login queues, and later up to a possible 50,000 registered users on that server. Which will make it very important for you to consider who you want to have in your family, considering you can have 8 people, 9 if the head is married, and also what professions you're going to be so you can all work in one common goal to be on a freehold together. Also, having a family should be able to help you split some of the costs involved with having a freehold. As a freehold, you will be required to pay node taxes. It will be calculated based off the number of permits issued for the buildings on your freehold. So you're saying, Peon, what are these freehold permits you're talking about? Well, freehold permits are going to allow placements of a specific number of different buildings on your plot, and they'll be required for any building on your freehold other than your houses. Along with the permits, you're also going to need blueprints, as they'll be required for the construction of your freehold buildings, other than the shed, which is available to you as soon as you place your freehold, and this is where all of your construction materials will go. And you will be able to put your racial influence on your freehold depending on where you got your skins from, whether it be from a package or whether you got them in-game. So now you're asking, well, Peon, why would I want a freehold? Well, and that's a very good question, and it has a variety of answers. First off, a freehold gives you the best processing in the game, which will be crucial for high-level crafters to obtain. As processing is going to involve refining of raw materials from the materials that you've gathered, each processing profession has 4 processing stations. So processing up to Grand Master can only be done on a freehold, while you can go up to Journeyman while in the node. So in theory, if you had a Grandmaster Carpenter who was in your family member, you should be able to set up the 4 processing stations on your freehold to help him out and make sure he gets all the best materials. And along with the processing buildings that you're going to place down, you're also going to be able to upgrade these with the cost of gold and materials, which are going to give you procs and also help you save on resources, which in the long run is going to save and make you a lot of money. So maybe you're saying, Peon, I don't want to do processing. Well, that's fine, because there are a lot of different areas you can go. Like I said, you can go ahead and rent these out. You could also place a tavern. So if you go the route of the tavern, you could place those near a popular POI and upgrading them to feathered beds, allowing players to get more rested experience, while in the morning sending them off with some of that home-cooked food that your family has made and providing them with powerful buffs for their grinding pleasure. Or perhaps, crossing my fingers, you can operate a brothel for those weary travelers looking to soak in a tub and get a hug. So even if you choose not to run a business or do any processing, freeholds will always hold a ton of resale value as they are highly sought after. Having access to one will undoubtedly make you a lot of money depending on what you choose to do and the location you pick. So now you're saying, well, Peon, I've learned a lot about freeholds and what they do, but how do I get one? Well, Let's talk about it. So in order to get a freehold, there are some requirements. The first one being you have to be level 50. And then there's the quest, the Lord's Quest. And this quest is not locked behind a progression in the processing artisan class. So to get a freehold deed, you're going to need to have to complete the aforementioned Lord's Quest, as he will determine your worthiness to have a lordship over an estate and place a freehold. This quest is expected to require a significant effort and will be no small endeavor. Once completed, you will receive a bound deed, and it will be used to place your freehold. Once you've obtained your freehold deed, you can go to the barony of your choosing, and from that point, when you click on it, you'll get a top-down view, and you can move the orientation of it around before committing to placing your plot. And as mentioned before, so once you place your plot, all you're going to have is a shed, and again, the shed provides storage for the materials needed to build your freehold buildings. Now, it's important to remember that there's going to be many more deeds in the world of Vera than there is actual estate available. So at this point, when you have a deed, you can either look for a player that's looking to sell his freehold, or you can bid on the estate available at an auction at a regular cadence. These cadences of freehold is a system driven that can't be affected by mayors. Estates can also be recycled as a result of node sieges and atrophy. Now, some estates will require node-specific bound currencies from religions or social organizations, potentially even tavern games, glint, honor from military nodes for completing PvP activities, or favor from divine nodes for completing divine quest lines and story arcs, while other estates will just require gold. The different bids are intended to cater to the different playstyles of players that are progressing through alternate systems. So as we talked about before, when you go to place your deed in your freehold, there are some places that you can't place a freehold. Roadways, dungeons, or other points of interest, event spawn areas, and at least 100 meters from other freeholds, and you can't be near hard terrains like mountainsides. Now, when you place your freehold, adjacent freeholds will not share bonuses with neighbors, but guild halls owned by patron guilds may confer benefits to surrounding freeholds. So trying to plan out where you're going to go with your guildmates should be a good idea. The question is, how fast will these be bought up? Family members and guilds will have to work very hard and work together to be efficient as possible in order to pull this off. As Steven said before, getting a freehold will be a monumental achievement. It's also important to know that citizens and non-citizens can bid on estates. Also, the more the node advances, the more freeholds are going to be able to be available within its zone of influence. So in summary, you now know what a freehold is, what its purpose is, how to obtain one, and where to place it, and hopefully feel much more comfortable with the freehold mechanic. If you're still watching, I'd like to say thank you, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and leaving a comment. Also, hit that subscribe button, as it's free and it really helps me with the algorithm gods. Thank you, Vera, and have a great day. What? You're still here? Oh man, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm out of content for this video. I know you love me, but I got nothing left. If you still want to talk to me, though, come join our community at the Hidden Dagger Inn on the Discord. Or join me on my Twitch stream at the Hidden Dagger Inn. Alright, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Work complete.